Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So, guys, today we are going to continue with the shop truck. We need to carry on. We need to sort out the cam. We need to do the timing belt still. We need to do the water pump, get to that. There's still loads to do. I haven't really stripped it all back yet. I'm still trying to remove stuff. So, yeah, we did find that rocker that was broken. I've replaced that new one, put that one in place, but we've got to check the feeler gauge for the gaps and stuff like that. I'm going to check all the top of the engine. I might as well. It's all off. It's all there. I'm also going to check all the other bolts as well to make sure none of them are loose and they're all torqued up to where they should be. I'm thinking about putting a bit of Loctite on that actual bolts as well, just to make sure that the keepers are in place and anything like that is not going to move again. I don't know why those bolts were loose. Very, very strange. But yeah, we'll get down to it. And then hopefully, today we can start rebuilding the actual top of the engine. A lot of cleaning still to do. The EGR valve still got to be cleaned. And then we'll just do the process of rebuilding it and put it back together. But let's get out there. Let's get cracking, guys. Let's do this. Right, guys, just before we start getting out there, just want to quickly show you what I've been doing with the EGR valve. It's looking a lot cleaner in there now. So, yeah, you're never going to get it completely cleaned with the soot and all that and the build-up of the carbon. There's always going to be, some issues with that. But, at least I've got most of it up. You can see that pile of carbon down there, look. So that's what come out of the EGR valve. It's not a lot, actually. But I'm cleaning, obviously, the underneath as well with the cam cover. We're going to be changing all the gaskets on the cam cover underneath and stuff like that. Got a load of parts here. Cam cover gasket, cam cover middle parts that you have to be replaced. They've got the seals for the injector. So those copper seals go there. And then they get squashed. But yeah, you can see, the thickness is quite a lot difference really in the new ones to the old ones. So, possibly that's gonna. I think this was the main reason why I did this was because it was getting contaminated and the diesel was mixing with the oil and making the oil all sludgy. And all of a sudden it's become, you do something and then you've got to change that and then you've got to do this and then you've got to carry on and on and on. So, but anyway, I've got some new gaskets to put on as well. So we've got that one there and this one here, which is for these two here, which is for the intake gaskets. So we're going to replace those as well. And then, yeah, we're just going to rebuild it and then put it all back together and see, if it's all good. I'm sure it'll be good once we've done this. Quite a lot of work involved. So I'm just trying to hide tomorrow's project, which is next to me. But we're going to get into that tomorrow, another customer's car. But yeah, I think what we're going to do first of all is I'm not going to remove the crank bolt and remove that crank pulley and get this cover off until we get this until we get this the exhaust crank put back inside, do all the bolts up, tighten it all back up, line it all back up, time it as well, make sure all the pins and everything's lined up where it should be at the top, and then we can remove the bolt at the bottom and then continue, get to the water pump, which is here, which is a massive water pump. But that's the water pump there. Sorry. That's the water pump there. So we'll have to get that out and get that replaced. Can't get it out because this cover's in the way because there's bolts behind this cover for the water pump. So yeah, there is a process and we're going to just carry on and go through it and see how far we get today. But yeah, hopefully we're going to turn a corner today with this, and we can start putting most of it back together. So let's continue. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let me explain what has been going on. As you can see, the camshaft is back in place. I thought I filmed that part this morning, but it didn't record. So, yeah, apologies for that, but you can see that it's in. And then I'm just using the feeler gauge. Where is it? And obviously this is exhaust side, because that's where it comes out there. This is the intake side. It's... what was it, 0.20, if it's 0.20 mil for this side intake and 0.30 for that side. So I've gone through and I've just made sure that it's tight, and I've got to be honest, I adjusted every single one on both sides, so it should stop a lot of the tapping as well now, because they're being adjusted to the right what they should be. So yeah, next thing is going to be getting this bolt off, this pulley bolt. And the only way to do that on this, because it's an automatic as well, is hold it from the underneath on the flywheel with a bar or a screwdriver or something to stop it from moving. Someone's got to hold it from underneath whilst I try and break off this bolt with a breaker bar. That is the only way to do it. Can't get a gun in there to gun it off. Not enough space. So, and there's no locking pins. There's no way of sort of holding it from this side. So, yeah, that is where we are now. Is ready to get this bolt off. So, yeah. Bear with me, guys, and I'll set you up. Let's get this bolt off. We can continue on this timing end. water pump belts and that sort of stuff. I've done the injectors in the ports in there, really cleaned them up and stuff all the way along now, so they're all nice and clean, ready to receive the injectors and the new seals. The actual copper washers that go on the injectors that I've got are wrong, so I've got to try and find somewhere that I can get these injectors from, because believe it or not, and I didn't know this, but believe it or not, Mitsubishi has pulled out of the UK, and there's no dealerships in the UK, Mitsubishi anymore, main dealer, and I never knew that. So yeah, but you know, it is what it is. I've just got to try and find some. They're only like 1 mil thick, these little washers, but you've got to have the right ones, you know, for the injectors. So yeah, let's get on this bolt. I'll set you up on the tripod. Let's continue and let's just see what we can get done today. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, as you can see, we are definitely getting there now. Taking off the main timing belt, which is linked to obviously the top, the bottom here, the pump, and that sort of crank, water pump, that's all been disconnected. Water pump is getting there, it's coming off, got a couple more bolts to get onto, but I had to take this whole pump here, this whole you know, it's just becoming it's just becoming one of them jobs where I wish I never started, but I'm glad I did. It's really strange, but it makes sense. It just needs to be done, but I just wish that I just wish it wasn't as hard as it is. It's becoming. We have got another belt on the inside. That's for the balance shaft. For the 2 balance shafts. So you've got an inner belt as well with a tensioner. So that's got to come off yet as well. But I'm just leaving that for the moment whilst I work on the water pump. Once I get the water pump out of the way, then it'll give me more space and space down there to get that other belt off and the tensioner. So yeah, but sorry guys, I like to cut off there because someone come over and wanted to have a quick talk to me. But yeah, the sun is dropping and it's starting to really get cold out here now. The sun is just going behind the actual houses, and the temperature, I could feel the temperature already dropping, and this is why I don't like working outside, because it's just horrible. I don't have to. I've got a unit in a workshop, but yet this truck does not fit inside there, so it's just one of them things. So I'm going to leave it here for now, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow, and then we're going to have another video. So we're going to miss a day on the videos, which is today, which is Thursday, but I'll bring it out tomorrow, which is Friday, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow. Right, guys, it is actually the next day. It is Friday today, and this is the day where I'm going to put this video out. Yesterday just wasn't enough time in the day to get things wrapped up. And the other thing as well, I've come across another problem. I did actually remove the water pump here. You can see it's all been taken apart and taken out, ready to receive the new one. And I didn't realise there was another belt, which is this one here. You can see it. And that one there is actually the balance shaft belt for the engine. That one there. So yeah, I didn't know that. Didn't know it had another belt. And I haven't got that belt. And I'm not going to go and do all this work without replacing that belt as well. So now we've got to wait until Monday for that belt to turn up. I have resolved the issue with the injector copper seals, the washer bits on the end. Managed to speak to the main dealer up at Colchester, and they are going to bring me out on their van 4 new washers for those injectors. So that's resolved. And I've just spoken to the supplier, and he can't get this belt until Monday. And as you can see, that's pretty much the first stage. I've got to obviously take this one off, but the first stage of replacing all these bits and pieces is going to be that belt and that belt tensioner there, that one there. Yeah, which is a bit of a pain really, but it is what it is. We just have to wait until Monday to get the new one on and start doing the reverse, and we can start putting this back together. So yeah, we can do a couple of bits. Like I've got to remove these pulleys here, which these ones here. So we can do that. I think they're the same size, aren't they? Yeah, they look the same size. Yeah, I think they're the same size. So these new ones, they go there. And they're the same size as that one. Yeah, it's exactly the same size. So we can remove those two, fit those two on, remove the belt, get the tensioner out of the way, do a couple of other bits. We can put the oil filter on here, put that in place. Yeah, you know, we can do a few bits, guys, but it's not going to be a lot really. I've got to put this pump back in place there. That can go on. Yeah, and then all I can do is just do what we can for today, and then come back on Monday and we can continue. So let me set you up on a tripod. Let's see what we can get done. Let's do this. Okay, so guys, as you can see, the belt for the balance shafts is now off and removed, and the tensioner sits there for that one. That's been taken off because that will come with a new one with the new belt. I've put this new pulley on here and done it up tight, so that's up tight now. This one here I've left off the minute. This one's got to go on there like that. Okay. But I'm going to leave it off and out of the way because you can see these markings a lot better with this out of the way to get that belt on. So once that belt goes on, then that tensioner goes on, then I'll put that pulley on, and then there'll be a process of replacing all the parts. I've done the oil filter, so that's all done. Now it's all tightened up, so that's sorted. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the fuel filter, which is this one here. And And yeah, we're going to replace that one right there. It looks like an original one, I've got to be honest, so it'd be good time to replace it now. So that's what we're going to do next. Going to see, apparently there's 2 or 3 different types of fuel filter for this one. I don't know why. Maybe something to do with the engine sizes or whatever, but yeah, let's see. That looks a small one to me, and it looks, I think they've supplied me a larger one, so that could be an issue. Yeah, that might be an issue there. So, but let's take that apart. Let's get that fuel filter had a look at as well. We'll do that next, and then after we've done that, I want to quickly show you what has been delivered this morning, and that is the injector copper washers there from main dealer in Colchester. They come out and they delivered it to me on a truck. These 4, that's all I ordered, was these 4, and it was £11. So they've come all this way to deliver me these for £11. So yeah, really appreciate that. But now we've got these, we can do a lot of the top end work as well now. I was sort of assuming that they was going to come Monday. That was quick. I ordered them yesterday. So yeah, we can now get on with the injectors, the clamps, the lines. There's quite a few bits and pieces that we can do now with the top end of the engine. But let's get that fuel filter off first, and let's see what that is like. I don't know if it's the right one, this one, but it might be. It might be. It might be, yeah. It might be the right one. I thought it was bigger than that, but it's not. It's quite a skinny one. Right. Let's carry on. Obviously, we've got some belts here, but they're for the auxiliary belts. These 2 here, these Daco ones. But yeah, they're well off. We're not going to fit these belts yet. Right, let's do the fuel filter. Let's do this. So there we go. That is the injectors all put back in place. Done up, a little bit of thread tight as well. You can see it just down there on the thread. And then what I did was I put the one at the back in first, done it up tight, and I thought, do you know what? I wonder if this pipe is not going to line up the fuel line with the rest of the injectors. So I thought, do you know what? Let me chuck that on as well. So I put that on, and then you know, put them in loosely into the injectors, and then done them up tight going through. So that seems to work really well. Didn't have any issues with it. I've got the copper seals in place. They're underneath the injectors, both all four. I haven't got them mixed up. They went back the way they come out. So yeah, that's good. So I think now we can go ahead and put the actual cover on, and then obviously the fuel pipes, the fuel lines and the pipes and all that sort of stuff go into the rail, the fuel rail there. They can all go back in place, and yeah, just basically keep going and then rebuilding the top end, and then we'll just leave this end for Monday, I think. So hopefully it'll just be today, Monday, and that's it. It should be back together, and we can start that key and turn it and see if it runs. I've made sure that the actual two camshafts are still in timed and lined up. There's two little markings there, and they line up perfectly. So there's no reason why we can't put that top cover on now, really. I can't see any reason why we can't do that. So I've got the gasket. There's one gasket that runs on top of here, and there's another one for the other intake side. So yeah, let's continue. Put the top cover on, torque that all down, and then start just putting everything back together. So let's do this. Guys, we are absolutely getting somewhere now. So yeah, you just see there, most of the top end is now back together and back on. Cam cover's done, injectors are done, all the fuel lines are done, the intake is down and torqued down with new gaskets, and all that side of it. So just starting to put a few bits of wires and, you know, bits and pieces like that in place where it goes and stuff. You know, we're going to be doing the balance shaft belt bearings and the, you know, the timing belt, water pump, all that next week. But I just wanted to sort of really get that good push on the top end of the engine. We've got the EGR valve to put in down there, throttle body to put on, clean it up a little bit and put the throttle body back on. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot better. I was proper feeling down over the last couple of days about this truck, because it's been sitting around and I feel like I have to get on with it. The trouble is when you're doing this kind of work is that you've got so many pieces and so many bolts sitting around and sort of stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And all in boxes, all in tubs. And now this one's got a couple left in on that one, which I think is for those two there. But yeah, so you have so many bolts and so many nuts and things undone. It's good to sort of just keep going with it, because you forget after, if you leave it days and days and days and days and days, you forget where things go, and how to put them back together and stuff like that. And that's what I didn't want to happen with this. So I really wanted to sort of crack on and get on with it. We've had a few hold-ups and a few hiccups, but all in all, I am really happy and really pleased with the way that it's going and the progress. We have got to wait for that balance shaft belt. I know I keep saying it, but we have to wait for that Monday. It's not going to turn up first thing Monday. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on another project for someone. It's a car that needs some work, discs, pads, service, and we've got to replace a front wing for him as well. It's for a Fiat Panda. So yeah, I've never worked on a Fiat Panda. The engine's the same as a Fiat 500, and I'm sure we're going to have no problems with that one as well. So yeah, we just can't get on with this one because we're waiting for the other parts to turn up. But yeah, I'm quite happy now. I think I'm going to have a better weekend now that most of the top end is done and completed, you know. It feels better. So yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. It is Friday, guys, so have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday on the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you soon.